Hello grade 3 and welcome to Sunday's writing lesson. First of all, I have given some examples right here of other students writing from past years. So if you click on the personal essays example link, it should open up into a new window and you will see the new blog that I have created to add some work on here. First of all, at the top it has some essay language that you can use. I'd like you to read through this and think about where you could add this within your paragraph. Now here you will see 3 different essay examples, 1, 2 and 3 down here. To view these, you'll need to click on the page and it will come up in a larger screen. These are essay examples from children in the past in 3rd grade. Some have some very good ideas and very good sentences and paragraphs. Others, you will notice that we could make some changes, and I think that's a good lesson to learn, to read other people's work and think of some constructive comments that you can make and apply them within your own writing. So in order to view their work, you can click on the arrow. Now when you're done with that, you can click on the X to get back to the minimal screen, and then you can click on the other ones to check their work. Now I'm going to take you through the piece of writing that I actually did with my class 3W a while ago. This was the example that we came up with all together to help us to write our own personal narratives. Now, the statement that we came up with together is that 3W is spectacular. And 3W came up with 3 reasons. They said, number 1, it's because they are smart. Number 2, it's because they are friendly. And number 3, because they have a wonderful teacher. It's very nice of them. Then we made a mind map of our first reason, they are smart. And we came up with 3 examples and explanations. The first one, they said, was because they worked very hard to learn their times tables. And they wanted to include the story about how Sophie had learned her times tables very quickly in our class. The second example, they said, was because they were very good at solving problems in sticky situations and knowing the difference between right and wrong. And the third example was because they were quick and they used a computer sensibly and they knew how to use the internet, email and other websites really well. So I'm going to take you through the introduction and the paragraphs that we wrote together for the introduction and first reason. Now, if you look at the introduction, we have started with a catchy beginning. Instead of just saying one sentence, we decided that we would elaborate and write a little bit more. So we started with, if you walk down the 2nd floor corridor, there is a class I want you to meet. I spend so much time with them, and yet I can't wait to see them again and again. Can you guess who they are? It's 3W. They are so spectacular. Obviously, I've written in the first person as if this was me writing about my class. Now I want you to look here. Instead of just saying it's 3W after my opening statement here, after my beginning, I have added that they are so spectacular. I've made sure that I've added how I feel about 3W. This is something I would like you to make sure that you have done. Some of you have just stated what it was. If it's about a car, you've just said it's a car, or if it's a dog, you've just said it's a dog. I would also like you to tell me how you feel about them. It is very important that you do that. I think that 3W are spectacular, so I've added that in as a full sentence. Let's go on to the 3 reasons. Now here I've added that they are smart as a pin, so friendly you can't help wanting to be their friend, and best of all, they have the most amazing teacher. Now I could have just said they are smart, they are friendly, and they have an amazing teacher. but I have elaborated once again to add a little bit more detail. Smart as a pin, so friendly you can't help wanting to be their friend, and best of all, they have the most amazing teacher. Now this has made the writing much more interesting, and it gives you a better idea of how I feel about 3W. So if you can, I would encourage you to write a little bit more detail and include that in your reasons here. Now for the conclusion, I have written, if you have not met 3W yet, read on to find out how amazing they are, or go and visit them. Now the main object of the conclusion is that you want everybody to read your work. So I have made sure that I've added, let me highlight this, read on to find out how amazing they are, or go and visit them. You want to encourage your friends or your readers to read your writing and to be convinced that and agree with how you feel about your topic, whether it's about dogs or cars or friends of yours or family members of yours. Okay, now let's go on to my first reason. Now we need to make sure that we restate this statement. One reason the students in 3W are so amazing is because they are super intelligent. Now as you can see, this time I have said they are super intelligent. Here I have said they are smart for my first reason. Now these words are synonymous. They are synonyms. They mean similar things, but they're not exactly the same word. Now I would like you to make sure you do that. Instead of just writing they are smart, they are smart, they are smart, all through this paragraph, you can use different words that mean the same thing. It will make your writing much more interesting. Then I've given my reason why I think they are so amazing. They have been working hard to learn their times tables. Now remember there were three, let's go back. There were three examples here. They're working hard on the times tables, they're good at solving sticky situations, and they are very good at working on the computer. So I'm going to add that because I need to make sure all three of those reasons are there, those examples. They have been working hard to learn the times tables. They are excellent at solving in sticky situations. And what was the last one? Let's see. Let's think of another word for intelligent and smart. Very clever when it comes to using computer. Okay. So I'm going to change that one into a blue to show you that that is another word that is synonymous to the word intelligent. And throughout my essay, I'll be using this blue color to show you words that are synonymous to intelligent. It's important that you keep those words throughout your essay, just to remind people of what your reason was in the first place. So, they have been working hard to learn the times tables, they are excellent at solving problems in sticky situations, and they are very clever when it comes to using the computer. Here are my explanations and examples. So I've expanded on these three reasons and examples to write a full paragraph. Now here I've actually separated into three different paragraphs because I gave three different explanations here. Now I'm actually going to change this examples. Then here I'm going to say these are the explanations for each of the examples, because I'm going to expand on that. So I've started with for example. Now as you can see, I put this in red because that is one of the essay language words here, for example, and I've made sure that I'm trying to use these words in my writing. 3W, practice their multiplication tables each day when they come back to class from Arabic. Everyone in the class was also very impressed when Sophie learned all her times tables in a month. Great job, Sophie. So I've included that little story to show people this is why I think that they are good at their multiplication tables. I also know for a fact, there's some more essay language there, that when in sticky situations, 3W are very quick to figure out. Now that is not just a word, but it's a phrase that also means that they are clever. Quick to figure out what is right and wrong and make good decisions. Now I'm going to go on to give you an example of that situation. For instance, when Mrs. Wilcox was late to class after a meeting and most of 3W had come back from their Arabic class, instead of running around in a panic, the whole class decided to sit down at their desks, get out a book and read. They waited quietly for Mrs. Wilcox to come back, and when she did, she was very impressed at how clever and respectful they were. And here is my last example. In addition to all this, 3W are very tech savvy. At the computer lab, they work on their websites, Google Docs, and other Web 2.0 tools. Everybody is super quick at logging in and getting to work on the computers. So instead of just stating one sentence for each reason, each example, we've given several sentences and some examples and stories of what we have done in class to back up that example. Now here's my conclusion. These are some examples, missed a word there, of why 3W are super brainiacs. Another fun word there that is synonymous to clever and smart. Oh, let's put my capital letter in there. If you need a brainwave, go see them. Okay, so that is an example of what your first paragraph could look like. I hope that's helped, and I look forward to reading your work soon.